Hey guys, so I'm gonna read them Angel Story in Marvel Mystery Comics number 2. So sorry the orange watermark is back. It wouldn't record without it. It kept on saying there was an error. So sorry about that. So The Angel by Paul Gustafsson. The mysterious enchantment of the China Sea is broken by the low moan of the foghorn on the SS Oregon as she docks at Hong Kong. One passenger, Jane Froman, stands wistfully watching the dark unknown city. Report fully on the lost temple of Eleno from the Smithsonian Institute. That's an awful big order. Well, Hong Kong, I have orders to start from here, so here I am. As Jane turns toward the wharf, she sees a gruely-looking person staring directly at her, and a cold chill runs down her spine. The moment the gangplank is lowered, he scrambles into the darkness between the buildings. Looks like my admirer has decided to leave. Thank goodness. Will you send my baggage to the International Hotel? Step on it, boy. I'm dog tired. Yeah, that lady's a bitch. Don't let them out of your sight or I'll throw you into the river. Yeah, they're not very nice to the Chinese. Jesus. As the rickshaw Jane Froman is in passes one of the dark alleys, the gruely stranger who is on the dock jumps at her. They've struck already. Hurry, you fool. He's pulling a knife on her. At the same moment, a heavy car turns to the attacked girl. The glittering knife strikes downward, but Jane's follower is upon her attacker before the point of the blade strikes her. With crashing blows, the mysterious follower sends him sprawling across the street and down into the water. Help me put her into my car. I'm all right, except that I'm all shaky inside. Well, your face is familiar, even behind that disguise. I certainly want to thank you for saving my life. Yes, you certainly came at the right time. Nothing at all. Anything else I can do for you? I'll take her wherever she wants to go. That isn't necessary. I'm only going to the hotel up the street. But I insist. You're in no condition to walk alone at this hour. As the heavy man helps Jane into his car, the other writes something onto a piece of paper and puts it in Jane's bag as he picks it up off the street. I hope she finds my note before she reveals anything. Well, cheerio. Oh yes, cheerio. He certainly wanted to get on the... Oh, so are they British? Is the girl British or the guy? Anyway, I don't know. So he certainly wanted to get on the right side of Jay Froman, yes, but he made his friendship a bit too obvious. Maybe my hunch that the curse on the map to the treasures of Eleno is not a curse, but a well-worked-out plan to get to its treasures. You're in danger and need help. I've been in this country many years, and if there is anything I can do, just let me know. Not right now, anyway, but perhaps later on. As Jane opens her bag, she sees a small note. Be careful, your worst enemy may act as your best friend. Guard the map of the treasures if you value your life, the angel. Your worst enemy may act as your best friend. Strange, but how did he know? Were you talking to me? Oh, no. Thanks for the ride. It was very nice of you. My card. I'll call tomorrow and we can talk about helping you later on. Meanwhile, the man that gave Jane Froman the note removes his outer garments, revealing the well-known attire of the angel. Climbing high to the top of the buildings, his eyes cover the waterfront street, in search of the man who he threw into the river. Suddenly, a man wringing wet darts from the water's edge. I thought you'd be back. You're going to be a great help to me, even if you don't know it. Moving quickly from one rooftop to another, the angel follows the wet man, running through the dark alleys. Reaching his destination, the soaked man looks sharply around him and quickly enters a broken-down building. Did you get the map? No, some guy stepped in before I had the chance. Geez, the boss will brain you for that. It wasn't my fault. My head feels as if a ton of bricks hit from the way that guy sucked me. Suddenly, a cold wind sweeps through the room. Must be a gale blowing up. See how bad it is. Funny, or see how bad it is. Funny, it's almost ice cold too. As the man opens the door, the angel sweeps down on him and sends him crashing back into the room. What is it? The angel! Shoot before he gets his hands on you. Instantly guns bark, but the angel strikes first. One after the other, the men crumble as the angel strikes with the fury of a charging lion. Meanwhile, at the International Hotel, I'm beginning to get the creeps. Everyone else that tries to find the treasures of the Temple of Eleno met with death, and I came close enough to it tonight. Maybe there really is a curse on the map. I guess my best bet is to go... Oh, so she is American, so I'm a dumbass, sorry. I guess my best bet is to go and see the American Council and find out the best way to get into Tibet. Behind Jane's back, the door to the balcony slowly opens. Oh, Mr. Sumner, what's the meaning of this? I've come for that map you have in your hand, and you. The note from the angel, so he was right. Jane's hand moves behind her and into the trunk. Stand where you are. It's loaded. Like a flash, Sumner swings his arm and a knife flies at Jane. A little trick I learned in India. My aim is very good and I never miss. So don't make another false move. Now that I have that map, get dressed. What for? You got what you came for, so get out. And leave you to call the police the minute I leave this room? No, I'm going to take care of you the same way as I did all the others that knew of this map. The safe way. As Jane dresses, Mr. Sumner calls his men on the phone. The phone. This may bring something interesting. This is Sumner. I've got the map. I'll be down with the girl in a little while, so be ready to get rid of her. Well, after waiting all these years, he certainly struck fast to get that map. I better clear these guys away before they get here. Unaware who is at the other end of the wire, Sumner starts out for his waterfront den with Jane Froman. I've a gun to your ribs, so be careful. No, you drive. I'll tell you where to go. I want to watch you, so just so you won't try anything. Turn left and up on the street. Suddenly, Jane steps on the gas and sends the car crashing into the lamppost. You've been too much trouble as it is. I'm going to finish you now. At that moment, a policeman runs towards them. Quickly, Sumner pulls Jane into the darkness of the alley. You'll break my arm. Well, run then. In here. This is where I intended to bring you. As Sumner steps into the room, a strong arm clasps around his neck, and he's hurled across the room. In the corner so you won't get hurt. The angel. Sumner draws his gun, but he hasn't a chance to fire before the angel is upon him. Your game's up, Sumner, as you call yourself. Here's just for one more, just for good measure. You won't be needing this map anymore. I think you can go to Tibet safely now. But the curse on the map, what's that about? There's a curse on the map. Sumner, or Li Long as his real name is, was one of the original expeditions sent out to find the lost Temple of Eleno. Upon finding it, Dr. Landon, who was the head of the party, discovered this map of its treasures. He refused to show it to any of the others for fear that the lust of wealth would destroy its treasures. Sumner, or Li Long, spread the rumor of a curse on the map. One by one he did away with the party, was unable to strike at Dr. Landon until after the map had been sent to Washington for safekeeping. Li Long mysteriously disappeared and was placed on the list with the others who had any connection with the map. Actually, Li Long changed his identity. He knew that someday the map would return to China with the curse still hanging over it. He was free to strike, and the blame would be carried to the curse. But how did you know all this? I didn't. I just put two and two together and played a hunch. Well, yeah, that's a lot of text for just to be a hunch. But anyway. Have the police give Sumner a shave and a haircut, and you'll see that he's supposedly deadly long. He'll tell the same story as I told you. We'll have a nice trip to Tibet. The thrilling adventure of the Angel will appear next issue. So that's the end of that video. Yeah, so if you guys like, comment, or subscribe, that would be appreciated. And the next comic I'll do is I think Namor. I'm gonna save Fantastic Four for a lot later, for later, because I want to read some of the more of the Namor Human Torch, like the timely stories. But anyway, I'll see you guys after.